Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 2 of Two Dudes and a Mic. It's me, your boy, the Philadelphia informant T.A. Brown, with none other than the other host of Two Dudes and a Mic, the good neighbor, Henry Sanders. Henry, what's going on, man?
Man, look, enjoying this beautiful weather we're getting here in the South. Glad that some of this heat is died down. And most of all, tonight we are kicking off the NFL, brother. We'll get there later in the show.
Yes, we are kicking off the NFL, and we're going to do a few topics because there is only one game. So before we get to that game, I'm just going to have a little NFL talk with you. As of course, as we know, this is the most wonderful time of the year. That's right, it's
Yes.
football, and we are now in college football. We're now into week 2, actually the third week if we count week 0. And bruh, listen, have there been any surprises to you thus far outside of the fact, well, this isn't a surprise because I was beating you in the pick'em last year. So you can't say that me beating you this early on is any surprise because it's the same thing that I did last year. But besides us going back and forth on the pick'em, are there any surprises that you've seen so far in college football?
Woo, man. Let me start, first of all, with the most obvious
Come on.
surprise. And
Come on.
that is prime time.
Prime time. Prime
Coach Prime.
Prime time. Prime time.
And the Colorado Buffaloes. Look, you know from the pickings that we've been doing and conversations we've had throughout the years, if TCU was playing almost anybody, I'm going with TCU. And last weekend I picked, I chose TCU. Not that I didn't have confidence in prime time, but hey, the Horned Frogs is known for an outstanding, solid offense. Defense that will hit you in the face. That defense was there last week. Don't get me wrong. But the speed and the power and the efficiency of that Buffalo offense, man, was absolutely amazing. By halfway through the third quarter, the Horned Frogs looked like the defense looked like they were stuck in mud. And for that Colorado Buffalo offense to come out so powerful, I think his son, what's his name? I can never pronounce his first name. Shedeur Sanders.
Come on, you sounded like Chris Broussard now.
Right. 510 yards pass. Come on, man.
That's a record?
That is a record. Defense. Yeah, don't let the score fool you now. That the Horned Frogs are the Horned Frogs. They're going to move the ball. But that defense, there were times in this game, especially in the first half, they were hitting the Horned Frogs in the mouth, especially at quarterback, especially at running back. I mean, they were hitting them in the mouth.
Okay.
And so my second surprise is this. Ooh, man. Clemson and Duke was a shocker to me.
Man, you took mine, homie.
Ooh-wee. I don't know to say at this point if Duke has turned their program around, because it's only week 1. And now we're going to see an outstanding Duke team. Or is Clemson just that terrible? And I'm going with the latter. That Clemson is just as terrible. And Dabo, just in 1 week of play, may have found himself in the hot seat.
What?
Seriously. Yeah, man. And the reason why I say that, because you have to look at traditionally Clemson's alumni and the front office, athletic director. I mean, South Carolina and Clemson almost mirror each other for that. If you start slumping and they say, hey, you're not bringing the guys in, why are we going downhill? We have the NIL, but they still have scholarships. On down the line, we have one of the best pipelines in the country. Why did we lose 28-7 against Duke? Because Duke is still Duke at the end of the day. We didn't play basketball this past weekend. We played football. Now, if this was basketball, okay, I could see the blowout. But this was football, man.
Okay,
Duke has been a
so
dominated team by Clemson
I
for
got you.
18 years.
I got you. So we just going to negate the fact, and now as a diehard Florida State fan, I do not want to come to the defense of Clemson on any day of the week. But for the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna have to do something that I can't stand doing, and that's coming to the defense of the Clemson Tigers. Now, yes, Clemson lost the game, but so you just going gloss over the fact that they moved the ball up and down the field, but they have multiple red zone turnovers. You just gonna gloss over that fact. That if they don't have those turnovers, it's a totally different ball game. Now I'm not now listen, I'm not saying that they win the game, but it's not 28-7.
Oh, that's big. That's the name of the game. I don't care if you have a high school team
but there's
versus
reasons
a
why you
college
lose
team.
the game.
If you turn the ball over in the red zone, bro, it's a grand possibility that you're going to lose.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is you try to make it seem like Clemson was just like completely outclassed by Duke, and that wasn't the case.
That's what I'm saying. I said that's an option. It's a possibility that Duke is better than what they have been previous in the past 18 years.
Okay,
but I seriously doubt it. I'm pretty much telling you, Clemson stuck up the field.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a case in point. I'm gonna give you a case in point from your other surprise. Since we talking surprises here, okay, and you want to take mine, so I still got one. I still got one in the holster that I'm gonna bring out.
You always got one in your holster.
But so Duke, like I said, did not outclass Clemson. I hate saying this because I can't stand Clemson. But anyway,
I know, right?
Okay,
tough as FSU fan.
But case in point, Colorado outclassed TCU.
Yes, they did.
Colorado, if they line up and play one another 10 times, Colorado's going to beat them 9 out of 10 times.
I'm going to say 9 out of 10 right along with you.
There was a difference in talent on the field. And when we look at Duke's talent and Clemson's talent, Clemson actually had the better talent, but they had self-inflicted wounds. So it wasn't that they were outclassed, it's that they hurt themselves and put themselves in some situations that they could not overcome. Now, you and I, both being former football players, both being former football coaches, we know that, look, if you win in turnovers, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the game. And so Duke won the turnover battle, and therefore they won the game. I just want to be clear that we talk about the correct narrative here and not make it seem like Duke just punched them so much in the mouth that Clemson.
I'm not saying that. The score ended up being 28-7.
Correct.
Because Clemson could not keep the ball.
And ladies and gentlemen, mind
you, done what any football team should do was take advantage.
I'm glad that Clemson lost. Okay, I can't stand Clemson. This is probably the only time you're gonna see me ever defend Clemson. I just need all of our viewers to know I'm not a Clemson fan. Okay, I'm not on the boosters. I'm not on Dabo's payroll or none of that. Okay,
just a little dab of
hard Noles fan, and I loved watching Clemson lose that game. I really did. I loved every minute of
it. But I'm a Gamecocks fan, so you know.
I know you don't.
I was glad to see him lose.
Now, I know you don't want to get into that. Okay,
come on with it.
Because
we just might in this show. We just might.
Because now there's 2 surprises that I'm going to talk about. Okay, since you talked about the Colorado surprise and the Duke surprise, I'm gonna talk about 2 surprises, and they're gonna hit you in. One of them is gonna hit you in your solar plexus. Okay, first surprise is that the Pac-12 went undefeated. Right. Every Pac-12 school, the conference that is disbanding, the conference that next year will possibly only have 2 teams, like 2 dudes
One
One,
conference.
okay? They're gonna have two teams in the Pac-12. That conference that's disbanding, it went undefeated. None of the other conferences in the Power Five can say that they went undefeated,
That is true.
except the Pac-12. I just wanted to share that. That was a
Right.
surprise coming into, of course, this week's game. Then the other thing is, it's not that your Gamecocks lost, but the surprising thing was how
Mhm.
porous the offensive line was. The
Yes.
surprising thing was that the offensive line couldn't run block, couldn't pass block, and I
Just
don't
simply
even
couldn't
know,
block.
they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't draw
No.
block if they wanted to. Okay.
Right.
That's and so that was my surprise. I thought that South Carolina was going to be much more competitive. Because remember when we talked last week, I had UNC winning because of the difference in the quarterbacks.
Quarterback play.
I had no idea that the USC line was going to give up 9 sacks. We're not even counting
9.
We're not even counting hurries. Okay, but 9 sacks. I think
9
that's the
sacks.
UNC record. Okay,
Yes, it is.
and
It
really
was.
truthfully,
Yes.
that to me that was a difference in the game. When you
It was.
when you can't push people around, you in trouble. And
You
so
are in
and
trouble.
so those are my surprises. Okay, but of course, coming out of going into now week 3 of our college pick'em and analysis, your boy,
Right.
that's me over here, your boy, Mr. T.A. Brown, Mr. College Nostradamus,
Oh, God.
is winning in our pick'em competition. Okay, and
All
so
right.
we're gonna deal with just the Thursday and Friday games today, and then we're gonna come back
Mhm.
for y'all tomorrow, and we're gonna deal with the Saturday slate. Okay,
Yes.
so are you ready to pick them, my brother?
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. So tonight at 7:30, team that lost to them Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, Louisville trying to bounce back, baby, and they're taking on Murray State. Give me the Cardinals of Louisville to beat Murray State, a good team in the FCS, but not good enough to beat Louisville. Rep the ACC. I say again, rep the ACC well. Louisville.
I said rep the ACC, but I'm with you on the Louisville Cardinals all the way on that one.
All right, cool. So that is the only Thursday game for college football. Okay, so if Louisville wins, you don't gain any traction on your boy. At some point, you're gonna have to throw caution to the wind because you already games behind. So, but now let's get into our Friday slate. On Friday, it's the battle of
Yes.
bragging rights in Indiana. Okay, we have Indiana State that has not been relevant since the days of Larry Bird. Okay, and this is not basketball, ladies and gentlemen. This
No,
is
it's
a
not.
football game, and I've never known Indiana State to be good in football. And 1970 something was a very long time ago.
Long time
And so
ago.
when we look at Indiana State taking on Indiana, the Hoosiers, and this is
Come
not
on.
a basketball game, I'm going to go with the Big Ten Indiana Hoosiers to go ahead and beat Indiana State and move to 1-1 on the season after losing to the Buckeyes of Ohio State last week.
Yeah, hopefully this game will be a confidence builder for the Indiana Hoosiers. I have to hit that it's an embarrassing game for Indiana State. They can get their paycheck and leave. Hoosiers all the way, man.
here's your paycheck. Now go home and leave us alone.
Go on.
I love it. So after that, closing out the Friday slate for college. This actually on paper looks like it would be a really good game. Two, to me, up and coming programs. One from the Big 12, the other from the Big 10, and that's the Fighting Illini of Illinois
Come on.
traveling to the Blue Blood basketball program of Kansas Jayhawks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, part of me wants to go with Kansas because Kansas is home, and Kansas usually plays very well at home.
You're right.
But see, y'all know that I'm a diehard Noles fan. but I'm also a diehard Michigan Wolverines fan. So
Come on.
when it comes to conference allegiances, I'm going to go with the ACC because hey, my Noles reside there. And then of course I'm going to go with the Big Ten because my Wolverines reside there. And I do believe that Brett Bielema has really been turning this Illini program around. He has them playing sound fundamental football.
Yes,
He's
they
got
have.
them to commit to the running game. Their defense
Yes.
is stout. And I think that one thing that we learn about football is defense always travels. Now, offense sometimes does not travel, but defense travels. And I believe the
Defense
Illini
travels.
defense is going to be enough to slow down Kansas, and that the Illini will come away with a win. Give me the Fighting Illini of Illinois to beat the Kansas Jayhawks.
Oh wow, I love that analysis there. But hey, you said it all, and I'm on the same page you're on that one. Give me the Fighting Illini, man.
You mean to tell me that in 3 games, you picking all the same teams that
Yeah,
I've picked thus far?
yeah.
So there's no caution
Thus
to the wind.
far,
The wind is not blowing. This ain't hurricane
it's
season.
not blowing. But don't worry, Saturday's coming.
Saturday is coming, and ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow to catch our picks for the Saturday slate. But now that we're done with the college, my friend and my brother, the good neighbor,
Yes.
Brother Henry, we have got to talk about none other than the National Football League. We've been waiting through the draft. We've been waiting through mini camps. We've been waiting through preseason. We've been waiting through roster cutdowns. And finally, oh my goodness, it's like when your mama bakes a pound cake and it's just coming out the oven you can't wait, and you see her glossing it and you can't wait till it's cut to get into your mouth. That's how I feel about tonight, kicking off the National Football League. First game coming up is none other than your Detroit Lions taking on my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes.
Come on.
And all the
Hold on 1 second, Brian. Hold on. Had to put the theme music on real quick.
Here we go.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, so ignoring your theme music.
Hey, man, it's the Chiefs.
Taking on Patrick Mahomes boy, and none other than my man Big Red, Andy Reid. It's the first game to kick things off. It's not a Super Bowl rematch, but it is a good match. Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Andy Reid, Dave Campbell is the head coach of the Detroit Lions. A strong passing game against a potentially good running game. Who is going to win this game tonight out at Arrowhead, where they also like to war chant? They don't quite do it like my Noles do, but
they don't do it like the Noles.
Do it.
But they do
and
chant.
So, remember, Travis Kelce is questionable tonight.
Yes, he is.
So, since you say that you're the NFL expert, I'm going to turn this pick over to you before I share who I think's going to
win. Well, I'm just going to cut straight to the chase.
Come on, straight no chase.
Mahomes, hey, his main target, Kelce, is questionable to tonight, but Kelce is a man amongst boys when it comes down to playing his position. So I'm going to say it like this.
Strong.
I'm going with the Detroit Lions. Yes. That running game is looking pretty good. Look, if we can move the ball against the Chiefs defense, who has not been known to really stop the run.
No Chris Jones.
They're good on the edge rushers, huh?
No Chris Jones.
Exactly. So I'm pulling for the upset. I believe the defending champs are going to lose tonight against the Detroit Lions.
Okay. Well, I
Well,
love your
please
pick.
give me your take.
I love your pick. And part of me wants to go the same way that you're going. But even without potentially Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL right now,
That's right.
and without Chris Jones,
Exactly.
top 10 defensive tackle in the league right now, one thing that Kansas City still has in this game is the straw that stirs the drink. And that's none other than Patrick Mahomes. And not only do they have the straw that stirs the drink, they also have the ice cubes that go in the drink, which is head coach Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, you can
And
never
one thing
count
that I
that
know
man out.
is a lot of people are big on Belichick, but I'm big on Big Red. And
On Big Red.
one thing he knows how to do is to game plan. One thing he knows how to do is to expose matchups. One thing that he knows how to do is that if he's missing a main piece, he knows how to not ask too much of the pieces that replace the main piece. I've watched Andy Reid for a long time. As you know, I am the Philadelphia Eagle insider. And so I know Big Red inside and out. And I guarantee you, even without Travis Kelce, he has a game plan, a contingency for that. And I'm going to pick, I'm picking the Chiefs partly because they have the same war chant music as my Florida State Seminoles. So let's go Chiefs.
Trying to see a trend
and let's win big tonight so that even just like I'm beating you in high school pick'em and I'm beating you in college pick'em, I'm going to be beating you in NFL pick'em too. Now that we've gotten the picks out the way.
Yes.
Since we're at the beginning of the season, as we get ready to outro today's show, one of the things that I did want to talk about is way too early predictions. So, bruh, who you got going to the Super Bowl?
Woo, man. Woo, man.
And you better not say the Panthers.
Hey, you asked the question. You're going to cripple me behind it? I can only choose amongst the other 31. But then you can't say the Eagles then, you know. Let's do like this. Let's go to the I ride, fly Eagles fly, right? So let's go to the AFC. I'm just gonna be honest with you, especially if they can get Kelce back, Chris Jones, and remain healthy for the remaining of the season. Out the AFC, man, I have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. I do, to represent the AFC. And out of the NFC, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I did a little podcast earlier about my Panthers, man. That offensive line play is not a Super Bowl offensive line at the moment. It's not. I mean, I'm praying for just to get into the playoffs right now at the moment. So my pick to represent the NFC, I don't have anything against the team. I don't like their colors, but I have nothing against them. So fly, Eagles, fly. Those are going to be the two teams. Yes, I'm saying it. It's hard to be done. It hasn't been done in a while.
You're saying it's a rematch.
But I'm seeing a repeat between the Chiefs and the Eagles.
And so who wins?
Like a rubber match.
And so who wins the rubber match?
So your winner in this rubber match. I'm surprised that I'm about to say this.
You know what you're about to say. You already know.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
I'm not.
Okay.
You know the truth, and the truth is going to say.
I have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles, baby.
Yeah, that's right. You
fly,
you know
Eagles,
what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
I mean, what they have
it's hurt
on
season,
defense,
baby.
The secondary, what they have in edge rushers, what they have in the offensive backfield with the plethora of running backs. Jalen Hurts himself is a pretty much a running back with a good arm. He's a quarterback, don't get me wrong, but he can give you whatever you need in the moment. You see what I'm saying? So if he needs to roll to the right, roll to the left. He needs to quarterback sneak. He needs to bootleg it. I mean, come on. I mean, this young man has proven to us, even in the loss in the Super Bowl, that this guy's going to be around for a while. And if they can continue to keep offensive line, we talked about this week and last week, offensive linemen around him to protect him, keep him from injury, I do not see why the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl this year. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Don't get me wrong now. You know me. You know me for almost 30 years. Even though I just picked the Eagles to win the Super Bowl, oh, you know I'm gonna talk trash all season. If I gotta make
bother
up
me
something,
none.
I'm gonna talk trash
Every time
about
you
your
talk trash,
Eagles
all
all
you gonna talk
season.
trash about is how much we winning. So you can talk trash all you want.
Did
Just
you
make
see
sure
how
that you keep
ugly
putting them
that
W's
win
behind you.
was?
But now,
And please do me a favor. Just as long as y'all beat the Cowboys and wear them out, I'm good to go just off that by itself. Just wear the Cowboys out.
that's the plan.
Just wear them out.
That's the plan. That's the plan.
That's it.
So, first, let me get this out the way. Where I disagree with you, where Henry is wrong. This is where the good neighbor Henry is wrong. The Kansas City Chiefs will not be making the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
you heard it here first. And that is a spoiler alert. I'm telling you right now, Kansas City, they're going to have a good season. But trust me, there's too much wear and tear on those bodies. You think about how many Super Bowls they've made and how many deep runs they've made. You already see it in what's going on with Travis Kelce. Bodies are wearing down. The one thing that we both know about football is that because it is such a high collision sport, it takes its toll on you. And you already played 17 games. Then you add a deep playoff run. And they've been doing that for multiple years. I'm sorry, but the run in Kansas City playing the Super Bowls comes to an end this season. So there is going to be a new team that is going to come out of the AFC this year. Now, where I do agree with you, and I am completely biased in what I'm about to say.
Enlighten me, my brother. Talk to me.
You've heard me say it on every single TikTok video I do as the Philadelphia Eagles insider. And that is that we're going back to the Super Bowl. I called it in March. I said it in May. I said it again in June. I said it again in July. I said it in August. And now here we are in September. And I'm saying it again. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. It's hurt season, baby. Jalen Hurts is going to put a hurting on every single team we see. We are ready, and we cannot wait to dig our claws into our week 1 opponent of the New England Patriots as we lead back to the Super Bowl. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. And the only victory we want is another Super Bowl ring. So the NFC representative will be none other than the Philadelphia Eagles. And with MVP quarterback Jalen Hurts. That's right. I gave you another spoiler.
He gave him the MVP trophy too. Come on.
There you go.
Why not?
But who is coming out of the AFC? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the question. Because I told you, it will not be Kansas City.
Come on.
Well, it's another team with a very good quarterback. And it's in the Midwest. I'm not talking about in Baltimore, for those of you who thought I was going to say the Ravens, is not in the Midwest.
No,
but there is a team that has a young man with the last name of Burrow.
Come on.
He's in the Midwest city of Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
In the state of Ohio, where the Bengals reside. And this year, Cincinnati is going to the Super Bowl to play the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles are going to beat the Cincinnati Bengals and become world champions. You heard
Oh
it
yeah.
here first.
Oh yeah. I got you. I remember when they played the Rams in the Super Bowl. I believe that was your pick then, wasn't it? For the Bengals to win? Oh yeah. And I told you that they were not going that following season. I told you that because they would have some healing to do, some new coaching strategy, and plus it's just tough to repeat. And so you probably see something there in you Eagles inside of you. You've been peeking over the fence over there to the Bengals land over there. But hey, if somebody else that can dethrone the AFC champions, it could be the Bengals. It could be the Bengals.
Mr. Cool Joe Burrow has Patrick Mahomes' number. Head to head, he has more wins than he has losses. Just keep that in mind. And this is not the same. This is not the same Chiefs team that's playing. So look, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is two dudes, one mic, none other than me, T.A. Brown, with the good neighbor, Henry Sanders, giving you the best in sports talk, entertainment, high school pick'em, college pick'em, NFL pick'em. Truly, we hope that you have enjoyed everything. Make your picks, and as a matter of fact, take the time, and you can even put your scores and so forth and thoughts in the comment line. And listen, if you're enjoying what we're bringing, take the time, man, to share our broadcast with other individuals. Invite them in to this two dudes and a mic space. And look, if there's certain topics that you want to hear our analysis on, or our thoughts on, or our biased opinions sprinkled with a little bit of facts, because that's what we do here on Two Dudes and a Mic.
Yes, it is.
We give you our biased opinion sprinkled with a little bit of facts. Put that in the comment line too. If there's certain teams, certain players, certain issues that you want to hear us discuss. I mean, because look, we haven't even talked NBA stuff. We haven't talked Major League Baseball stuff. So
it's not talking baseball right now.
It is certain things that you want us to talk about.
I'm a Braves fan.
Put it in the comment line, and we're going to do our best to hit those things up and give you, hey, two dudes, one mic, a whole lot of biased opinion sprinkled with a little bit of facts. Until we get together again, which will be tomorrow, y'all have a wonderful night, wonderful day, wherever you're watching from. Be blessed. Peace.